meeting today. We don't have the audio recorder due to technical difficulties. We are still training. Yeah. So, not gonna go around with that, so everyone can see or has to do it. Let's still do it. All right, so no, we're just sure.
Yes.
All right, so we've got Brian, Pam, Nina, Sid, Linda, Jen, Dick, Paul, Evan, Kelly, Sarai, Shelley, and myself. So we've got a couple different things to cover today. Did everybody get their flyer passed out before it turned cold and rainy again? Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
And then,
That was nice.
I still have people in Maplewood taking it off the mailbox. Amazing. Oh, yeah, there's one on
There's one of the comments with Swim flowers, colors, like the celebrated in the back. I don't have my hopes, but they're gonna be fire.
I'm trying to like reflect and remember it now.
Okay, so our town hall is this Saturday. I would like us to go through the PowerPoint, such as we have group's feedback on what else you think you would like to see on it. And if we've done anything that seems crazy, tell us that too. Okay, and then we also have Article 9 to go over. I have a couple pieces of feedback from people to go out. Just exciting. Since we put it up online, so we'll run through it. Yay. And that is everything I have on the agenda today. Sound good? Since Sarai already has it up, I say we start with the PowerPoint. Yeah.
All right. Slide 1, introduction. Yeah. All right. So Brady and Nina and I were working on this together, but I've done a lot of the writing, so there's spelling or grammatical errors, please let me know. We decided to start with a summary today, and it continues on the second slide, of basically what we've been working on. We've made a decision on the form of government, the type of government that is going to be, and some examples of other communities that are also using this type of government. When the charter, a reminder of when the charter commission meetings are, people would like to attend them.
Oops, sorry.
It's very pretty.
Wow. We're talking about the farmers.
Get your attention.
So we meet Thursdays and Sundays.
Most Sundays. And then we have completed about 2/3 of the articles so far, or started on about 2/3 of the articles so far. And then what we have still to do, which is finalize articles, submit to council, and then submit to Ohio, the state of Ohio. And then we have the dates for each of those listed here. And then a list of.
Wait just a second. I'm
Want to go back? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't remember, guys, what the decision was, but I thought we discussed identifying, maybe this is not the spot, how many hours of meetings that we've had.
We talked about that, and I had a little trouble figuring out how to put that into the slide, which is why I went ahead and just put a reminder of when our meetings are.
Okay.
Yeah?
I have a comment. Do we want to add to that when we're talking about the meetings, that meetings are posted? Or just leave it like that? Some people may say, well, they don't know what's going on and doesn't understand, and they say meetings are posted.
Do you want me to just say this information is posted, or do you want to comment that while you're reading the slides?
I just think.
I think you can probably just say that.
Okay, I think I can comment it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure.
Okay,
I'm gonna.
What slide number is?
slide
Three.
2. This is slide 2, right now, with the
Just so I
charter
can-
commission.
When you say most, then it could be any Sunday.
Yeah,
Well, and I can speak to that pretty easily, just with the fact that Sunday holidays are why we said those, but yes, they're absolutely posted, that's a good call out. So they know where I can see which.
Okay.
they want.
On slide 3, I would suggest that we change Ohio governing body to Franklin County Board of Elections, because that's actually who it gets submitted to for inclusion in the ballot.
thank you for having specifics on that.
Probably
It's
not.
country as a county.
It's county.
County Board.
County, Franklin County Board of Elections for inclusion on the ballot. On the November ballot? Maybe that'll let people know. General election ballot? I would say just November.
I mean, we have elections.
Yeah,
Cool. Let's go.
Go back to slide 2, I'm so sorry.
yeah, of course.
What was I doing?
Posted.
Posted hours.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everything's fine.
I'm sure I did, that's not.
Okay,
Two-thirds of the articles have been read by commission period. Each addresses a specific topic, capitalized motions.
works for me.
Accurate.
And then in this.
I'm good at like assembling information, less good at making it make grammatical sense.
Slide 3.
Slide 3, okay?
Date for submission to state of Ohio should be.
That should actually be Franklin County Board of Elections.
Yes.
True story. Okay,
Go back one more time, sorry. That's good. You have to leave that you are writing things. Thanks, Tommy. 2/3 of articles have been written by the commission, each addresses a specific topic. I want to call it, they're posted. And also, if we've written 2/3, why are so few posted?
They are all posted. As of like a day ago.
Well, I'll just kind of explain that as we drew them.
yeah.
A suggestion, just if after the presentation, people want to refer back to it, why don't we just number the slides automatically?
Just at insert page number.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, insert
Probably also helpful.
slide number.
Yep.
Slide number, don't shout out on title slide. Slide all.
Bam.
Feel free to look like.
You can fix that later.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
Okay.
I don't know if that's, yeah. I also thought it was gonna start with like 1 there. So
Yeah, there's a different format you can use.
I'll have to fix the formatting and stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, do not make the title page slide, otherwise I'm gonna give my call outs on all slides.
Yes,
This is slide 2, 3.
that's fine.
All right, so slide 3, 2. Anything else on that one?
I don't think so, it's just a list of dates.
All right.
This is what we've completed, so everything up to 6 should be posted to the, website, yeah? Okay, and then 7 and 8, we have not yet approved, is that correct?
I'm double checking
Double
stuff
check.
right now.
Okay.
For some
That's
reason,
good enough, yeah.
I thought we finished it.
that's what I was just checking. I thought we finished 7, but I could be making that up.
If we have any questions.
There's something about, state right.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
706 is not done. The article is,
709.
yeah, we have two sections left in our article, so.
Okay, so 7 and 8 are still in process, we'll just leave it like that.
Yep, that's good.
All right, So I left this slide in, but we did break out each of these into additional slides. And basically just letting people know that we're gonna provide them with a comparison between the current and proposed systems for each of these sections, which is council, the mayor, the administrator, which will be more of a, this is what has been proposed. And then we wanted to include information for process for modification of the charter, and we have a little bit of information there. That's basically from the state of Ohio, but like for the specifics of it, we haven't actually addressed that yet. Process for publication of annual reports, and then I left on this last bullet point, but I think I'm gonna take it off because it's addressed on the legislation slide, so I think this is legislation. Yeah, we'll just change that.
Since there's not as many words on this slide, could there be either be bigger font or a space between them?
Yeah.
My 84-year-old neighbor told me she's coming to the meeting and she's like,
Let's see if I can make it a text.
I think it's good.
Yeah, I think you make it bigger, right, it's the same size.
There we go. It's just a little bit bigger.
And you're gonna be talking about it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, how does one like is just let me say that, okay, we're gonna talk through comparisons between current and proposed for these things. I typically, for those who were there last time, I raise your hands with questions and we'll do a Q&A at the end, but don't raise your hands, we're getting to administrators, don't raise your hand and ask questions about council. But mine was silent.
Okay, are we ready to go?
We are.
All right, so for the council, our comparison is under the statutory legislation, which is what our current process is, 6 elected members under the charter. We will have 7 elected members. And then rules of council are only required to not conflict with the state of Ohio requirements according to the statutory process. That will be state of Ohio plus the charter under the charter process. Under statutory process, residency requirement is 1 year to run for an elected position. We've defined that as 6 months residency under the charter. And then we have we're adding a clearly defined process for filling vacant seats on the council versus the current statutory process, which is defined by council rules.
On statutory, let's just say, or something that's our precedent, I put it on the slide.
Do you want me to change it to present versus charter instead of statutory versus charter?
I like statutory because it calls out the fact that we're doing this because this is the default for everybody in the state versus this is our personalized charter stuff.
Why not put in parentheses after the word?
Yeah, present.
Oh,
Good.
okay, it was good. I thought you were gonna say future.
No.
No, I think it's too short of a
You might want to, I don't think it should be in the slide because people will get distracted, but you may want to have the charter section, like page number section, something like that, for clearly defines process for filling vacant seats. People are going to go, well, what does that mean? And you can say, if you look in,
What section?
If you get the,
That question's gonna come back to you. I thought you were looking at it already.
if you get the new way of finding the slide, you'll be able to drive to it.
Article 3,
That's how we're gonna be able to find that anything.
3.08,
Okay.
Then three.
section 3.08 of Article 3.
Okay, ready for the next slide?
Yes.
Okay, so this is really just, more of the same information from the previous slide. The only thing that's different is the addition of this. They're required to hold regular meetings under statutory process. So I was actually considering taking this bullet point and a half, and moving it onto the other slides, and kind of running out of room there,
I
so.
would say this slide's okay, but maybe take out required to create rules of council and conflict, because that's just a. Maybe, the other one's add.
Holding regular meetings is also something that really common sense. Okay, so I'll just space that out. That looks a little bit better. What do we think there? Noted.
Get all fancy. Design ideas and it makes it fancy.
That's cool.
Sorry.
I might look at it later.
Yeah.
I really just want to do this.
I guess.
Would you say required readings or something, or 3 readings, or you want to just leave it?
I think if I have the charter in front of me, and like I said, I could read it specifically wanted. It's all of them.
Is there another way to talk about, because when you talk about it in the negative, main right regulations do not conflict with the village charter and or the laws of the state of Ohio. Actually, you write the village so that you can do things that are not according to the laws of the state of Ohio. If you think of the statutory way that villages are set up, that's the law of the state of Ohio. The charter can change that. It does conflict with,
But it still has to be in
Right.
accordance with the rest.
What they're
but
talking about
with the
is-
ability to write a charter.
Yeah.
Yes, it sounded like it just,
Okay, no, that's fine. Legit, that's fine. That's probably clearer language. So, all right, moving on. I'm gonna jar us through this. Add. Same headers. Okay. Currently, under the statutory system, the mayor has a tie-breaking vote when council is tied. In the proposed system, the mayor does not have a tie-breaking vote. Under statutory system, there's no veto power. Under the charter, there will be veto power. So under the statutory system, the mayor is the supervisor of all village staff, but under the proposed charter, the mayor is the direct supervisor of only the village administrator. I'm gonna actually change that to direct. Okay. Gets us a little close to the bottom of the screen, but I think that'll be okay. Under the statutory system, there's no defined primary liaison to the village. Under the charter, the mayor defines the primary liaison of the village to other governments, other entities for the purpose of, what do we call it? Media, for words. Okay. And then again, residency requirement goes from 1 year to 6 months.
This is just for the mayor, right?
Yes.
if anybody would ask, and it's 6 months,
I accidentally doubled that one, there we go.
I don't know, was it 6 months by the filing date?
Yeah,
Or 6, okay,
I think it was filing date.
yeah, because then by
Not
the time they actually take office,
Yeah.
it would be more like 9, 10.
Yeah. Okay, so then moving on with the mayor must be a resident of the village, primary liaison of the village and to the community. So this is a lot of the same information from the previous slide. The only new information is as granted by the state of Ohio.
I think the vetoes in there too can be overridden by the council.
Oh, okay.
And it's helpful to say they don't have a seat on village council.
Yes.
Okay, do we want to cut that part and the last bullet point, or do you want to just leave those on there?
I will believe must be a resident.
Okay,
I think it's fine the way it is.
okay, cool.
I have no question, we want to call it out, because that's some people's concern.
I'm gonna fix the formatting on that slide, it's bugging me, I'll come back to
Would you
it.
go back one, please?
That one?
Yes, I'd like to inquire about the second bullet point from the bottom under current. No defined primary liaison, is that not, should that be not defined or undefined? That doesn't make sense to me, that phrase.
How, there is no defined primary.
Right, I don't think the state of Ohio defines who's the primary.
Yeah,
So under statutory, there is no defined.
Okay,
And liaison for the village is undefined.
And then under the charter, there is a defined, I think it's the as of the charter that's bothering me more, so take out. Does that make it better? So the mayor, under statutory, I see what you're saying.
that just it sounds a little strange.
what did you say, Kelly?
The primary liaison for the village is undefined.
That's
Fair.
Yeah, that's,
Thank you.
Okay. Are we good, moving forward?
would you say mayor, position of mayor? Because we're not talking about general yet, and just as elected position. I don't care.
Sorry.
Suggestion.
Oh,
Oh,
is that something that Brenda could address as she's speaking, that would just?
Because I copied those lines directly from the council, slide. Do we want to change that to mayor?
No, I think I'm okay with it because it's on their slide,
No, not.
Okay,
it's not because it's on.
All right.
I see that was.
moving forward then. So now we get into the slide for the administrator, which I only have this duties, powers, and structure slide. Yeah, because there's no statutory, like, comparison. Hired based on executive and administrative qualifications, responsible for other employees in the village. Do we want to actually change that to supervisor of other village employees? Okay.
That's a little more defined. The word other is kind of.
Are there any employees of the
Did you
village?
say all other?
Yeah, are there any employees of the village that are not supervised by the administrator?
I don't think so.
I think all of it.
So then it would be so.
Okay, responsible for organizing submission of reports to the council, preparing the village budget with the finance director, reports to the mayor and execution of their duties, hired by the mayor with council approval, can only be fired by agreement between the mayor and council. Provisions must be made in the budget for the administrator.
I think that word supervisor of all other villages means there might be some other employees involved. So I have to say maybe supervisor of all village employees.
Yes.
All right,
What about it doesn't have to live in the village? Somebody would ask that.
That could just be something that.
Right.
Yeah.
okay.
Can the administrator be fired by council even if the mayor is not in agreement?
Yes, it takes a vote of 5.
Yeah.
So can only be fired by agreement between the mayor and council.
So,
It'd be a disagreement, maybe.
should I just remove that bullet point?
Yeah.
Is somebody gonna ask it though?
Yeah, they're probably
And
gonna
then
ask
I feel
it.
like you can explain it.
Well, maybe.
You're the best, Rainy.
I feel like it's something.
Okay. So, moving forward, our legislative process, as it stands versus like, what we're changing to. So. Closed. There we go. Some things aren't really changing. So 4 affirmative votes to pass regular legislation, that's not really changing. And the 5 affirmative votes to pass emergency legislation. Statutory does not provide a provision for if the legislation received less than 5 affirmative votes, but the proposed charter will. And then the statutory process does not provide directives on what constitutes emergency legislation, whereas the charter will.
There's a wording problem in, no provisions for if.
Okay, question over there.
Are we absolutely sure that the statutory language does not provide directive on what constitutes emergency
As long
legislation?
as you can do emergency law, as long as it's for the health, welfare, and benefits of the village.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
that is what the
it's the
statute
same,
says.
it's basically the same as what's in the charter.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take out that bullet point. I don't know the law as well as I should. All right,
There were other safeguards that were good.
yeah, and then what was, can you,
Yeah, I still wanna, I don't like for if.
Oh, yeah, no provision for it, yeah.
I mean, when you speak, that's how you'd say it, but written it doesn't.
how about when?
How about the provision for?
When is better,
Okay.
and that's even.
Yeah, that's clear.
Okay, can you go back to like slide 4?
That's still wiggle language.
Okay, so what is our current process for, introducing legislation? Absolutely anyone can so any council member or the mayor can currently introduce legislation, is that correct?
Anyone?
Okay. Even community members?
No.
No.
That was my understanding.
And that's gonna have council members, submit it.
I thought you did, Brian, didn't you introduce legislation as a, you voted, so, right, but at the request of council. Oh, okay.
As a matter of technical policy, no, a community member cannot.
Correct. In the charter, legislation may be introduced by any elected official or the administrator at any regular or special meeting of council.
Do we want to point it out that we are adding the administrator as a person that can introduce legislation as part of the charter? Do we feel that that is something that is helpful to add to this information on this slide?
I think so. Yeah.
As long as you add on the flip what statutory is. In other words, is there another difference to warrant putting it here, because this is a comparison.
I just looked at those
I
don't know what that's on administrative. Yeah,
Okay.
they can introduce.
So I'll put it in temporarily. Can you please look at it?
So we talked a lot about, waiving the rules that requires 3 readings. And that is different than being emergency. So, is that something